Hello and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking new affordable releases that I'm really excited about. We're trying them on today, we're doing a wear test, and some of these products are really amazing. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, first things first is the new skin tint that everyone seems to be talking about, and it's the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint. I got mine in the shade 220, which was a pretty perfect color. This claims to have a vitamin C derivative. It's makeup, so I don't really have high skincare expectations here. Definitely not why I'm buying it. But right when I saw this going viral, I was like, this just reminds me so much of the L'Oreal skin tint, because it mirrors this kind of deja vu. I mean, same packaging, same company. L'Oreal owns Maybelline, and it's just like been a couple of years and it sort of feels like they rebranded it and now they're re-releasing it and everyone's going crazy again. I was like, surely if they're gonna release the same product a couple years later, they're gonna improve the thing that we all hated about the L'Oreal serum. The packaging. It is still super messy. I will say it's better than the L'Oreal, but it's still really messy. You're gonna wanna pump with this one. And upon initial application, it reminds me a lot of the L'Oreal one. Like, I can't tell a difference between this one and the L'Oreal one and the way that it applied to my skin. Now, where I've heard this one shines is staying power, but the L'Oreal one does last really well on me. So we're gonna see how this goes, because it says it's 24-hour skin tint, which you don't usually hear those words together. Usually the 24-hour claims are on the like full coverage matte foundations. It's very rare you see that on a skin tint. Now, what I will say is I sort of feel like they're using the word skin tint to grab your attention because those are really popular right now. This feels like a foundation. This has just as much coverage as a normal foundation. I'd say a solid medium coverage. This retails for $13.99 and it comes in 18 different shades. So I'd say that's another plus it has on the L'Oreal tinted serum, is that it comes in a lot more shades. Now, I posted about this today on Threads that I was going to be testing it. If you're not familiar, Threads is like the new Twitter by Instagram. Instagram's just coming for all the different social media platforms. When I posted that I was going to be testing this, someone responded and said, I've heard it's great, but the ingredients are not. So I was about to do an ingredient check, which I don't typically do, but since someone specifically called that out, I want to see what they're talking about. All right, and looking at the ingredients, one doesn't look better than the other. They both have alcohol in it, which may be what they were talking about when they said they saw problematic ingredients. So if you're really sensitive to alcohol in your makeup, I mean, steer clear of both of these. But we're going to see how this one wears throughout the day, because I feel like that's where this one is supposed to shine. Okay, next up is a launch I'm really excited about, and they are the new Colourpop Stix. One of the most requested products I get asked about is cream bronzers. And Colourpop really did it with this cream bronzer. I like the shade Moonstone Beach. This is a gorgeous shade. This actually reminds me of the Persona bronzer quite a bit. Let me see if I have that one handy. Okay, so this is the Persona bronzer right here. Look at that. This is Persona in Sahara. And then this is Colourpop in Moonstone Beach. This one's a little bit cooler toned, but the Colourpop comes in a lot of different shades. It is very natural. I've been hearing a lot of people compare it to Rare Beauty because of how naturally it blends out. I would say Persona is a little bit more pigmented, but this is absolutely beautiful. I've been wearing this for a while now, so I know this wears well. I know I love it. And then today I paired it with this blush, and for some reason I can't find the shade on here. That's weird. All the other ones have it on a sticker right here. This one does not have a name, but I'll see if I can find it. It is such a gorgeous everyday nude pink. And then this highlighter is called Glazy. Again, beautiful everyday color. This one is the most pigmented out of all of them. I would say the bronzer and the blush are super natural. You can sheer them out quite a bit. And then this one is a little bit on the blinding side, but again, you can sheer it out as much as you want. It's affordable, it's natural, it's blendable, and it's long lasting. This is my favorite Colourpop launch in years. All right, speaking of blush, you guys, some serious blush releases have been happening. First of all, the L'Oreal Infallible blush. The bronzer version of this is my favorite bronzer of all time. So I knew I was gonna love these blushes. I got the shade Confident Pink, and it is absolutely stunning. It's like a baby pink, and it feels like absolute butter. This is very pigmented. You can see the shade is really bold, but this is very pigmented, so a little bit goes a very long way. I'd recommend using, I used just this Jessup brush. I definitely recommend using a loosely packed brush with this blush because it's got some serious pigment. Downside of this blush is that it is $13. So it is quite expensive for a blush, but I was like, you know what? I'll pay that for the best of the best. And I am glad I have this Then I tested 2 new blushes that came out for half the price, and I love them just as much. And they are the Catrice Air Blushes. So I have the shades Peach Heaven and Rosy Love. So they launched 2 different formulas. You've got Air Matte and you've got Air Glow. So if you want like a glowy hourglass type formula, go for this one. If you want more of a matte blush, go for this one. This glowy version though is so pretty. You can see, I'm just like destroying my hand right now. It's got this gorgeous sheen to it and it feels just like the L'Oreal one does in the pan. It feels very buttery. So that's that gorgeous color. But if you're in the market for a peach blush, this is like a beautiful soft peach, especially for more fair skin. I feel like this wouldn't be too intense. You guys can see this gorgeous color right here. This is the matte one. So it's very soft, very buildable, and then this one's very beautiful and glowy. So unless this color is just speaking to you and you just have to have this beautiful pink, I'd say the Catrice comes in a lot of different colors and this formula is just as buttery. Highly recommend. Okay, next up is a new palette for those of you that like one thing to take with you when you travel. This is that one thing. This is called Summer Obsession by Catrice, and this has basically everything we just talked about in one place. You got a matte blush, a glowy blush, a bronzer, a contour, and 2 highlighting shades. This is such a good palette. Everything in here is really beautiful, really high quality, and this will be going in my bag the next time I travel because it is so convenient. I used this as my eyeshadow today. If I wanted to spice it up a little bit more, I could use one of these on my lid. I feel like these all-in-one palettes are really hard to find these days. I think the last one that was released was by Maybelline. It was not quite as affordable as this one, so highly recommend this for your next summer vacation. Okay, next up are a couple new releases by Makeup Revolution. The first, my son got a hold of this, so it's kind of a mess. So was he. The first is the Makeup Revolution eyeliner. Now, I feel like for the right person, this eyeliner may be the best thing ever, but for me, I think it's just a preference thing. I don't love the brush on here. It is extremely black. It is extremely pigmented. You don't have to shake it or go over the same place twice. Like, it is pigmented. But I don't know if you guys are gonna follow me on this, but the brush is too bendy. So when I'm trying to make a straight line, it's too flimsy and it ends up just kind of getting caught in every crevice that I have. So if you have any sort of wrinkles around your eyes, any sort of crow's feet at all, this is not a strong enough tip to kind of smooth over all those surfaces. It kind of just like goes along with the shape of your face, and so it's hard to get that straight edge. So I found that this is pretty messy to work with, though what I will say again is that it's very black, it's very pigmented, and it's very long lasting. So if you like a flimsy brush, the formula is great, but I personally don't love this brush. Okay, next up is a new mascara by Makeup Revolution. I loved the original one of this, so I was excited when they released this one. This is the 5D Whip Lift, but this is the waterproof version. This builds some serious volume. I wore this all day yesterday. It didn't transfer at all, and it was very easy to get off. My cleansing oil took it right off. It wasn't one of those waterproof mascaras where you feel like you're pulling your eyelashes out trying to get it off. What I will say is that it's going to be kind of clump prone because it is a thick, voluminous formula. So if you're one of those people that hates spider lashes and you love like really fluttery, natural looking lashes, run far away. But if you're like me and you're like, I'll take a spider lash as long as my lashes are lifted to the gods, you're gonna enjoy this one. And I love that it's waterproof for summer. And speaking of lashes, Kiss sent me this a while ago, but I was like, you know what? I feel like trying this today. I feel like trying something new. And they are the new Impress press-on lashes. So the way that they're supposed to work, they come like this. There's different types you can get. This is called natural, so this is the most natural you can find. It comes with, where'd it go? It comes with these tweezers. And what you do is you just pick up one of the lashes. You guys know I don't like strip lashes. I like these individual lashes, but for the longest time, I was putting glue on them and then sticking them on. This one is pre-glued, so you don't have to use any glue. You just take the lash off and stick it under your lashes, not on top of, but under your lashes, and it just pops right on. You don't have to add any glue whatsoever. This eye was super easy. I was like, woo, we're flying through this. It was hard to get the first lash off because as you're, like you can see on this row, as you're trying to grab this lash, these tweezers are so long that it goes to the next one. So the first one taking off was kind of difficult, but once that first one was gone, it was easy to kind of leave room for the next one. But I flew through this side. This side, whew, different story. I'm very uncoordinated on my left side. This one took a little bit longer. We had a few little eye pokes here and there, but overall, for it being the very first time I'd ever done this, super positive experience. I feel like I would wear these to a wedding because they're glamorous, but they're not too much. My one fear is that when I go to take these off, they're gonna rip out my eyelashes. So I will definitely keep you posted on that. You're supposed to be able to wear these for multiple days at a time, but I'm not gonna do that. I would not be able to sleep in these. So I'll keep you posted on whether or not these do any damage or I see any of my natural lashes coming out with them. But I think it's a really good option for those of you that like the look of lash extensions or false lashes, but you find those strip ones to be so impossible to do, which I know I do. As hard of a time as I had with these on this eye, still doesn't hold a candle to trying to do a full strip lash on that eye. All right, and then last but not least, I picked up the new L'Oreal lip stain. This is in the shade 105 Breakfast in Bed. This is a really comfortable matte lipstick. I feel like it's a wetter formula than the new Milani matte lipsticks, but it's very interesting to see all these new matte liquid lipsticks coming out. I feel like I'm having deja vu between the skin tint and matte liquid lipsticks having a comeback and a new Twitter happening. It's just, I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone a little bit. It's like everything is cyclical, but I think this is a really nice formula. I like the different nude shades that this one has. I feel like the Milani collection really thrived on the pink shades, but this one has more good nude shades. This reminds me a lot of the NYX Lip Lingerie, so if you have that, I don't feel like you necessarily need this unless there's a color in this collection that's really speaking to you. All right, and that is everything. Those are all the releases that I picked up, that I've been testing, that I'm really excited about. I will keep you guys posted on how this one wears and whether or not my lashes get ripped out. I'm kind of nervous about that now. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next one.